Okay, I'm trying to help people understand about propagation and why right at the moment all I have is static, as you heard. As you can hear, all it is static. I'm trying to show how propagation works here by where you are, your location, how it's all related. Okay, I'm in west central Wisconsin, La Crosse County, Wisconsin. I'm about, I don't know, 43, latitude 43 or so, somewhere in there, which I'll show here in a minute. And on all these frequencies in the 27 megahertz band, 27.55, 500, 245, and 27.385. You hear nothing but static. Now I am talking by email. I'm talking to a friend in Florida, and he's been able to talk to California from Florida. He's been able to talk to them back and forth today, right at the same time that I'm doing this with I've got nothing. And I'll show you why. Because this is a Google Earth. That's about where I live there, and you can see 45 and latitude 43. So I'm right at latitude 44 here. This is almost one halfway between the equator and the North Pole. And as it works out, the way it works out, the closer you get to the North Pole, whenever you got solar storms, flares, and all that stuff, the magnetic lines around the Earth, they all come together near the North Pole, and they're quite susceptible to outside influence, like the speed of the solar wind off the sun upsets it easier than it does in long, narrow horizontal bands closer to the equator that are just over the center of the Earth. Those are not nearly as affected as they are up here at the North Pole. So anything around latitude 45 and north has a harder time whenever there's been a solar flare or a solar storm. They're the first ones that are going to be affected, and they'll be affected the most. And I'm trying to make people understand that the further south you get, the less you're affected, and you know, you'll have better propagation down there. Like let's say, okay, he's down here in Florida, down around right here. He's down around southern Florida. He's down here at latitude 25, about latitude 27 right here. And, you know, he's still affected, but at least he's getting propagation out here to California, and I'm not getting anything. So, as you can see, the closer you get up here, these magnetic lines, they just come together right there. And over near the North Pole, the North Magnetic Pole anyways, and they're affected much more than down here where they're wide and flatter. Okay, anyway, that's about how it works, and I've seen it by constantly watching this every day, checking the solar wind and all that stuff. The faster the solar wind, the more these lines are disrupted, and they are even most disruptive up here near the pole than they are down here. And that's just how it is, and it's not that hard to understand. Okay, this is a picture of a radial blackout that a guy recorded. He's over there in Hawaii on his radio astronomy pickup there, and he's listening to all these radio frequencies just when a huge X-ray solar flare happened. And you see here's the megahertz list over here. 27 is up here where the CB band is. You can see it's the noisiest one, even in Hawaii. 27, and then you come down here to 20. You get down below. Okay, down here about 21 and 20. And these are lower frequencies, and they're not affected as much, although they are all affected. But you can see right here, here's the time. This was back 3 days ago. This is why all I've got is static here. You see right there where it all ended? That's the blackout right there. And it's still happening here where I am at 44 north latitude. It's still happening because that's just the way it is. It hasn't recovered yet. And this was midnight Greenwich time, UTC, Universal Time, which is about let's see, that would have been about 6 p.m. or so.